Usually these readings are only open to my membership, but I figured I'd open it to the public tonight. It is Valentine's Day for all of my friends who are home on Valentine's Day, like myself. I figured I'd make this one for us. So say hi if you're here. I'm here with you, no makeup, freshly showered. Just drove back home from LA literally last night. So it's been a very intense month. Lots of travel, lots of running around, and let's see. Good morning. Is it morning? It is not morning. It is nighttime. I'm like, what time is it? I don't even know anymore. I'm pretty sure Anonymous is Liz. Hi, Liz. Yeah. It has been a hell of a month, and it's only halfway through the month. So yeah, my life has been chaos pretty much since the year started. I mean, let's be real, my life's been chaos for quite some time. But I don't know. We're gonna see where things go. Yeah, it's 5:30 here in Vegas. It snowed. Oh, okay, you're waking up and heading into work. Okay, so it's your morning. It is 5:30 in Vegas. Yeah, definitely a hell of a month. You know, astrologically, I think that things are actually relatively okay, where there's no planets in retrograde. However, for myself, my Saturn is in Aquarius, so my Saturn return is actually ending in March. So if you're around 30 years old, if you're born between, I believe the dates are 92 to 94, your Saturn is probably also in Aquarius. And that is, so you are in what we'd like to call our Saturn return. Your Saturn return is when Saturn returns to the planet that, or to the sign that you were born under. And so it's not your sun sign of Aquarius, it's your Saturn. What sign your Saturn is in. So my Saturn is in Aquarius. And again, if you're born between, I believe, 92 and 94, your Saturn is also in Aquarius. And our Saturn return is a period from when we're about 27 to 30, where Saturn makes its return to the sign that we were born under. And it's basically a very extended, very terrible Mercury retrograde on steroids. Your Saturn return happens, again, around every 30 years. And, you know, I've also kind of realized that the next time your Saturn return happens is around when you're 60, and that's why a lot of people go through what we like to call a midlife crisis. And it also, again, happens kind of around when you're 30. You know, a lot of people tend to really change their lives around their 30s. And I got pregnant and COVID happened. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I got divorced and COVID happened. My whole life kind of changed in the past couple years. So the good news is that you can check in your birth chart where your Saturn is. If your Saturn is in Aquarius, your Saturn return is ending at the beginning of March. I believe the exact date is March 8th. And I am very excited for that because my Saturn return has been hell. So that's the only thing astrologically that I could think that would be kind of fucking this up right now. Jack is trying to play with me. So if you hear that under the table, that's Jack. He just got a bark box and he got some new Valentine's Day toys. So, otherwise we have a Pisces new moon, a Pisces dark moon coming up, on the 20th, I believe. Oh yeah, if your Saturn is in Pisces, then guess what? You're entering your Saturn return in March. So Godspeed. But yeah, we have a Pisces new moon coming up. It's a very great new moon for Pisces placement. So I'm excited as a Pisces sun, Pisces Venus. But yeah, things have just been very, very weird. Very, like, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing. The dark moon is the new moon. Yeah, I don't... I believe it also has something to do with the Lilith sign. That's why this one is specifically a dark moon. We haven't missed much. We've just been talking. I figured I'd come on early just to chill with you guys for all of us single folks here on Valentine's Day. Maybe you're not single. Maybe you're just chilling on Valentine's Day. We can just hang for a bit before we start the reading. What was I talking about? Mine's in Sagittarius, so I've got a while before the next one. Yeah, so this is only for my folks that are Saturn in Aquarius or Saturn in Pisces, because that's what's starting in March. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear Jack, like, squeaking his toy. Jack, I'm not here to play. I gotta do this reading. I gotta talk to people. Yeah, so basically my life has been chaos. I don't really know what is happening. A lot of just like weird random stuff. Lots of travel. And just I'm just kind of I feel like I'm just like at the wilds of the universe at this point. I feel like I've been doing everything that I can, and at some point you gotta just kind of let control of the reins and just let things happen. Um, so I'm just kind of going where I'm guided. I don't know what that looks like or where that's gonna put me, but we're gonna find out, I guess. Instagram has also been wild. Like for some reason, I'm suddenly like getting traction on Instagram again after being shadow banned for so long. So like every reel I make has been going like relatively not viral, but like pretty dang good. And then all these random like incels have been coming for me in the comments, and I'm like, all right. Um, yeah, it's very weird. But so my brain is like, I just can't. I literally drove home from LA yesterday because I didn't want to drive home today. And it just so happened that there wasn't really any traffic at like 2 o'clock in LA yesterday. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to drive home. I got home at like 7 o'clock last night. I've driven across the country, across multiple states 4 times in the past like 2 weeks. So my brain is not functioning properly. I have been nonstop pretty much since the year started, and will continue to be nonstop until after March, because my the drive to Tucson was about 6-7 hours, and the drive from here to LA is about 4 hours. So it's not terrible, but lots of driving, lots of state to state travel, lots of just running around and just going with the flow, because I have really not been in control of things for the past couple months. I've just kind of been like, I'm just going to see where life takes me and just roll with it. It's been very weird and very up and down, and I'm very confused, but here we are, my friends. So yeah, how are you guys doing? How are y'all doing? What's your life been like? How's it going? How are we feeling? Again, I feel like I've been doing everything right and everything that I can do in my power to, you know, move forward and, you know, work on myself. So I'm hoping that we don't get dragged tonight. Yeah, it's a little boring, but it wasn't bad. I also enjoy driving because I have my Mustang and it's very fun to drive. The drive back from LA yesterday was very fast because there was nobody on the road, and I got to go really fast. Yes, Saturn return finally ending very shortly. In like less than a month, our Saturn return is ending. So I feel like right now I'm in like the final throes of the Saturn return. Like stuff is happening and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And it's just very confusing. So yeah, I was talking about, so the whole like, the reason I've been traveling all over the place for the past month and a half, 2 months, is because I was doing social media for my friend Bakara, who is the creator of the decks that I use all the time, Way Home Tarot, and I'm going to use her other deck, Postcards from Liminal Space. She wrote the book WTF is Tarot. We've been friends for a really long time, and she asked me to do her social media, so that's what I've been doing. And then it just wasn't working out, not because of anything that either of us were doing. It's just I was like, girl, you need to do your social media yourself. Like you're doing it. I don't know why you hired me, because you're doing it yourself. So like I feel kind of useless. So basically it just turned into me kind of coaching her on social media, and she's just gonna do it herself. So I thought that was gonna be my new job, but it's not, you know, and it's fine, but I'm just like, what just happened? The past like 2 months have been like a whirlwind of me like running around, and I thought that my life was gonna go one direction, and now I'm like, well, that's not gonna happen. So now I have to figure out what else to do. So, you know, it's just, I feel very like confused. I'm just like, where am I supposed to go? I thought that was the direction I was supposed to go, and now I'm like, nope, that wasn't it. So, it's a very, I've been watching readings. I watched 2 readers on YouTube. I watch Minnow Pond Tarot and Universal Intuition, and the readings for Pisces have been like false start energy, like a false start. Like you thought you were starting something, and then it was like, oh, no, just kidding, no. And that's kind of how I've been feeling. So yeah, I'm not really sure what's gonna happen next. I'm just kind of open to the possibilities and just doing my thing and vibing and just kind of, I don't know. So we'll see. And again, it was nothing like bad or wrong that or anything. It's just very like confusing. I'm just very confused. Like I thought that I was doing everything that the universe wanted me to do, and then the universe was like, no, not like that. And I'm like, what do you want from me? What am I supposed to do next? I don't know. I feel like I'm on the precipice of something really big, but I don't know what it is or where I'm going or what's happening. So, you know, it was very nice to go to LA and basically be in a mansion in LA for like a week. And I got to see, you know, how her crystal business runs and her magic business and kind of get the behind the scenes. And I got to just be around crystals the whole time. And Crystal Bar Soap, also, if you know them, they share a warehouse. So I got to be around like all the crystal bath bombs. It smelled so good, and just be around really amazing people. And so I'm like, I feel like I'm going in the right direction, but nothing's like sticking. So I don't fucking know. Yeah, but it was really fun, and I got to just like, oh my god, the most amazing crystals that I've ever seen in my life. Like, if you don't follow Everyday Magic, you should, because she's going to be doing live sales for all the crystals that we bought in Tucson. A lot of those crystals I picked. And just the most incredible crystals I've ever seen in my life. Like, there's stuff that I didn't even know existed. Like, have you ever heard of sparkle wood? It's literally wood that somehow gets, like, crusted in quartz. And so it's like these pieces of wood that are just, like, sparkly. They have quartz, like, growing on them. Crazy. I bought a bunch of her candles. Yeah, I mean, she makes the decks. She sells the crystals. She just, I mean, like, I got to do, it was just so cool to see, like, the behind the scenes of, like, how a company like that works. And that's my dream one day, is to have, like, a physical shop like that, which I would take the leap on if I had the money to do it at this point. But I feel like it was meant to happen for a reason. I was supposed to kind of see the behind the scenes of how that worked. I follow, the only people that I trust for readings are Bakara W. That's the friend who I was talking about that I've been working for these past 2 months. Her Instagram is Bakara W, or everyday underscore magic. Minopon Tarot here on YouTube, and Universal Intuition here on YouTube. They're my favorite. But those are the only people that I trust for readings. Maybe you needed that opportunity for the connection to the money. I mean, I got paid for my work, but I didn't, you know, still don't have enough money to buy, to open my own business, like a storefront. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to go from here. And I'm not going to do Nourish Your Life after this, just because I think, yeah, I know that it's time to lay Nourish Your Life to rest. And I guess my goal is to just focus on YouTube and social media and see where that takes me. I think it was also an eye-opening, not eye-opening, but just like with my Instagram like popping off lately, I'm like, I know what I'm doing when it comes to social media. And like, I know people that I look up to trust me to run their social media. So I don't know, social media has been kind of a constant in my life for 10 plus years. Jack, stop. He's like eating my feet. So I'm just trying to figure out where to go next, what to do next. Yeah. So we'll see. I was like, I could literally sell all the crystals that I have, like, in my house. Like, I have, like, probably easily 400 crystals in my house that I could probably sell on social media, or open a shop just with the crystals, the inventory that I have. I also think it'd be really cool to, like, bring this whole apothecary, like, into a storefront and be able to make people, like, custom herb blends for stuff. And I don't know. Well, I'm just kind of, like I said, I'm just going with the flow, because I have realized I have absolutely no control over my life. So yeah. With that being said, how are y'all doing? Are you guys feeling the same as me? Because I have no idea what's going on. Maybe you guys have some idea what's going on. All I know is that I'm going to a horror convention this weekend, and I'm going to meet some of my most favorite horror people. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I have the Salem retreat coming up at the end of March. I'm still going to work with my friend Bakara for her events, because She trusts me to do her social media like while she's doing other things. So yeah, interesting month for sure. I don't really care for Etsy. I'm not really a creator that sells like physical things, and Etsy I've heard is kind of sketchy. I feel like I'm just more in the digital world, but I don't know. I really want to focus on YouTube. I think YouTube is the place to be right now. And I don't know. I think YouTube is the most, yeah, all my readings too have been like, yes, but no. And I'm like, ah, like, I know I'm supposed to figure it out, but I don't know what you want from me. What was I going to say? I feel like my YouTube community is my favorite community. Obviously I love you if you're on Instagram and TikTok, but I will say YouTube is the place where I get the least amount of hate comments. Like, everyone on YouTube is so positive and so kind, and you know, I just appreciate you guys. So, you know, I'm just gonna focus on YouTube. Yeah, maybe. I got to experience how Shopify works and how to kind of operate it. Hermit energy for sure. It's been like the Hermit and the Hanged Man again, and I'm like, we've already been here. Like, I have been in the Hermit and the Hanged Man energy for so long. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of being stuck. Like, you know, thank you so much. Yeah, I would really like to focus on YouTube and just put out a bunch of yoga stuff. For March, there is, I think what I'm going to do for March is release last year's March Yoga Challenge from the membership to the public on YouTube. And then membership people, you're also going to get a new yoga challenge for March. It's going to be the challenge that we did in Nourish Your Life this round. So everybody will be getting a yoga challenge in March, and we're going to see how that goes. And yeah, I feel like I'm talking about myself too much. How are you guys doing? Thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate it. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to do anything that I do without you guys. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what direction I'm trying to go. So, yeah. How are you guys doing? What has the year been like for y'all so far? Because it's just been nonsensical for me. And I like also, you know, it just wasn't, this is the Horror Tarot. Who's at the bottom? The Eight of Swords, of course. Self-imposed prison. This is the Horror Tarot deck, and then this deck is postcards from Liminal Space. I feel like I need its guidance. This is like my tried and true Oracle deck. This one is not made anymore. You can't get this one anywhere, but it's like my comfort deck, so we're going to use that today. Yeah. This is the Horror Tarot, and you can still, I got this at a local shop here. You can find it on Amazon. Let's see. Chaos, gremlin energy for sure. Okay, hold on. There is like a spam bot or something in the chat. Okay, yeah, chaos for sure. All right. Just waiting for the changes that keep popping up in my readings. Yeah, I'm like, all my readings have been like positive, and I'm just like, I mean, I don't feel negative. I'm confused how just 2 days ago, January 11th, yesterday was my birthday, and now it's almost the end of February. Yeah. Looks like we got ourselves a spam bot in the comments, my friends. Yeah. We'll see what happens. We shall see. Today was my last day at a job I hated, and I see 333 today and 444. Yeah, and the angel numbers have definitely been coming through. Been seeing 555 and 444. For me, it's always 333. That's the one that I feel like always comes through. But we'll see what messages that we get. You didn't miss it all. We haven't even started yet, so don't worry. I just started shuffling, and the Eight of Pentacles just came out. Yeah, if you see the spam bot in the comments, just report them. I'm trying to do my best, but I'll be reading, so, you know. Eight of Pentacles, that's who flew out. The Eight of Pentacles is what comes after the Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles is planting the seeds, right? So the Eight of Pentacles is the hard work, which I'm definitely feeling, but I feel like I've been working so hard with little reward. Does anyone else feel like that? Like you've been doing everything right? I'm home with COVID, so I'm glad I saw the notification. I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better. I work at a hospital and so many blood pressures and heart rates have been 111. That's crazy. Yeah, I feel like a lot of us, people I know, my friends, you know, people, my clients, people online, you know, everyone has been like working. We've all been like working really, really hard. And then we're just like, okay, and what? Like, where is my, yeah, waiting for the bounty. Like, where is my, not reward, because it's like, we're not like, we don't feel like we're obligated or like privileged or, you know, like, where's my reward? We're just like, I've done the work. Like, I've done the work. I have done everything that I have been supposed to do. And it's like, okay, now what? Like, a lot of the messages I've been getting have just been like, be patient. I'm like, but I don't want to be. Yeah, Two of Wands and the Knight of Swords just flew out. The Knight of Swords is a gargoyle here, which I'm here for. Two of Wands, it's kind of like a seance. And this is like fast movement, right? Like the Knight of Swords, I call the Knight of Swords a lightning pony. That's another tarot reader I like. I haven't watched this stuff in a while. Rambling Mike's Tarot on YouTube. He calls the Knight of Swords a lightning pony. That's where I got that from. The Knight of Swords is very fast, like coming in hot, coming in hot. And then the Two of Wands as well is kind of, it's like a new spark. The Two of Wands is like a person standing, looking over like a precipice, which is where I feel. I think I said that earlier. Like, I feel like I'm on the precipice of something and I'm like, but what is it? And the Two of Wands, the person is like holding the world in their hands and kind of like looking forward. And that's how I feel, but I'm just like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. And I feel like people around me have gotten really good news or have gotten what they wanted. Like one of my best friends got the job she really wanted. One of my other best friends had some really great stuff happen in her life, and that happened on the same day. Both of those things happened yesterday. And I'm like, okay, well, where's mine? Like, where's mine? So I see people's rewards like coming in, but not my own. So, and it's like, I know that there's something, right? I know that something is like around the corner, but what is it? I don't know what my dogs are doing under there. What is it? What's around the corner for us, friends? What do you think? What are you feeling? I don't know if I'm not seeing any comments come through because it's glitching or just because you guys aren't saying anything. But let me know if you're still here. I'm hoping that spam bot didn't like mess anything up. Two queens just came out. Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Like, I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, you guys are still here. Good. You're just listening. You're being good students, being studious. Two queens. Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords. Thank you guys for the reassurance. Queen of Swords, Ice Queen. She is the Queen of Air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Queen of Wands, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Queen of Fire. These are, I feel like, the energies that I have been embodying and that we need to continue embodying. The Queen of Swords, if you guys have been here, yeah, swords, yeah, same. Oh my gosh. So the Queen of Swords, if you guys have been here watching these live readings for a while, has been stalking us. She has been in like so many readings. And you can see, I love this because there's like a monster putting a necklace around her neck, right on her throat chakra. And the Queen of Swords, she is called the Ice Queen, but that's because she's not afraid to set her boundaries. She's not afraid to use her throat to express herself, to set boundaries, to cut people off, cut energies off that are no longer serving her. You know, she thinks with her head over her heart. But we're also being asked to be passionate, right? The Queen of Wands is the fire queen. She walks into a room and kind of lights it up. She is unapologetic. She is authentic. She chases her passions. Thank you. I hope it is. But these are the energies that I feel like we have been embodying and should continue to embody. So even though it feels like your rewards aren't coming in, you're like, where is it? You know, we need to continue being these badass people, right? Continue setting boundaries, hold firm to those boundaries, no going back on those boundaries that you set. And continue to just do the things that you're passionate about. Do the things that are lighting your soul on fire, right? Queen of Wands. What else? What else do we need to do? Or what is coming in? Or help us, please. Tell us what we need to do next. Okay, we have the Empress. A lot of these cards are stuck together. Okay, death, we get it. Lately, the only thing bringing me constant joy is indulging my inner child, for sure. I definitely feel the inner child healing. The two cards that flew out were Death and the Empress, and I absolutely love these cards in this deck. Death, you can see, is Death kissing a lady's hand. Yeah, I'm like, help us. So help me God. But the Empress here is almost giving like alien. It's, you know, the Empress is a card of pregnancy, fertility, but here in this deck, it's kind of that thing busting out of her, right? And Death, we know, is death and rebirth. I mean, she really said death and rebirth. Like, people forget that the Death card is also the card of rebirth. There is a deck, I don't know which, I think it's called the Light Seeker Tarot, but instead of just saying death, it does say death and rebirth on the Death card. But death and rebirth, rebirth yourself. I've been thinking about rebranding myself, you know, doing another rebrand, kind of getting more authentic to me. But this is also, the Empress is a card of creation, right? Even again, if it has nothing to do with like physical pregnancy or fertility or whatever, it is about creation. It's about creating something. It's about kind of letting whatever this thing is that you've been letting kind of gestate and like grow inside of you. You got to let it go. You got to let it out. Big creativity energy for sure. But for me, I'm just like, I don't know what that is. I don't know. I mean, I kind of know, I think, but you know, one would hope, but I don't know. Death and rebirth. Of course, those are the only two major arcanas that we have here tonight. And as I'm saying that, the Magician, I really feel, look, the Magician says, you have all the tools you need. And I'm like, look, could you be a little clearer? Because I still am not getting it. I still, somehow, my skull is so thick, I'm still not getting it. Creative, passionate vibes with firm boundaries, absolutely. And the Magician really said, you fucking know. You have all the tools in front of you. You know what you got to do. And still, I'm like, but what? I don't know what I got to do. You know, the key to the Magician, he's the alchemist, right? He can, yeah, which tools? What, huh? But the Magician traditionally has all the tools of the tarot, so all the suits of the tarot on the table in front of him. So, same. The wands, swords, pentacles, and cups. He has all of those on the table in front of him, and he knows how to use them, and he knows how to alchemize, right? What is alchemy? It's creating something out of nothing. It's magic, right? Sometimes I know, and I just don't want to know, yeah. You know, I think for me, it's really like I know it's social media, and I've been trying to like run away from social media for so long because I just fucking hate it. Not that I hate you guys or my followers, but it's just, it opens you up to a lot of hate, right? You know, imagine opening up your phone every day and seeing 10 hate comments. Like, that's my life every single day. I was tired of kind of living through a camera, but I've also seen the magic of social media. I've seen social media do great, incredible, powerful things for myself and for others. I've met some of my greatest friends through social media. So I know that social media can be a blessing and a curse. Who is this? Ace of Swords. She really said, okay, you need to think about it in a different way. You need a new way of thinking, my friend. That is the Ace of Swords. You got to change it up here. It's like we have all the tools. We're just not seeing it in the right way. We're not thinking about them in the right way. We're not utilizing them in the right way because we had, I think, the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck before I even started shuffling. It's a self-imposed prison. It's a self-imposed prison, my friends, and I hate to hear it just as much as you hate to hear it. But we just got to think about it in a different way. What is this? The Hierophant. And I love this card because look at that. It's like a demon hugging a nun. I'm here for it. This is definitely my vibe. The Hierophant is the Pope of the Tarot deck. Can be tradition, can be marriage, card of Taurus. But honestly, the Hierophant can be a teacher, can be a guide, maybe finding someone to help you, letting someone guide you, letting something else guide you. It is also a card of structure, tradition. It's kind of like, for me, it always comes up as like rethinking about the ways you have always done things, right? Our rules, regulations, traditions, values that we have for ourselves, our structures, we have been doing things a certain way for a very long time. We have our own traditions, we have our own rules, we have our own like set of like how we operate. And when the Hierophant comes up for me, it's like you gotta change that. Like maybe it's time to reevaluate. Maybe it's time to make some new rules, regulations, traditions, like ways of doing things. And it's hard because again, we've been doing the same thing for a really, really long time. And a message that keeps getting like shoved down my throat, and even the reading that I was watching before this by the person on YouTube that I was talking about, Minnow Pond Tarot, even he said it in his reading, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And I've been doing the same thing over and over again for a very, very long time. So I think maybe it's time to do something different. But I'm like, what? What do you want me to do? What is different? Oh, I have to sneeze. Ooh, excuse me. My mom got me some flowers for Valentine's Day, and they're really triggering my allergies, so don't mind me. Okay, this is the second time the Wheel of Fortune has been at the bottom of the deck. A new cycle, a new round. Thank you, guys. A new round on the wheel, right? A new cycle starting. Who else? Quite a few cards flew out. All right. Liz, I don't know if you're still here, but the High Priestess is here. My friend Liz, this is the card that is, it just reminds me of her. Trusting your intuition. And again, it's like, but what do you mean? Like, I don't know. Trusting your intuition, trusting your inner voice, tapping into the divine feminine. We have the Three of Wands, the Six of Swords, and the King of Pentacles, which I'm like, okay, this is unhelpful because the Three of Wands is usually a delay. And I'm like, I've been delayed enough, okay? I've been delayed enough. The Six of Swords, you can see it's kind of death and the river Styx, is the Six of Swords is moving on, letting go. So it's like there's like been a delay kind of in letting go. There has been a delay in this, in us moving on. And I feel it. Obviously, we know, we feel this. We're like, okay, I thought, like, we got in the boat, like, we were fully ready to, like, get in the boat and, like, move on. And then something stopped it. And we're like, God, like, I thought that this was, you know, the boat that I was supposed to get on to go. And we're stuck. We're not moving. We're like in the boat ready to go. And we're not moving. And we're like, okay, why though? Like, why? And what are we moving towards, right? King of Pentacles, big boss energy. I think of the King of Pentacles. I feel like the Emperor, I mean, the Emperor is the culmination of all the kings, but I feel like the Emperor is very similar to the King of Pentacles the most because it's the boss, right? He's the big boss, making the big boss moves. But also the King of Pentacles, like, has made the big boss move, so he can kind of like sit back and relax and like admire his kingdom, admire his pentacles. You know, and that's what we've been kind of trying to move towards, right? We've been trying to get into this boat and move towards the King of Pentacles, but there's a delay. There's some, we're like, what, can we just like, why? Like, why are we delayed? And alas, with the High Priestess, I'm like, it's because we're not trusting our intuition. But, you know, yeah, let us get there. Like, come on. Any final messages? What's causing the delay? What do we need to do? Help again. Who is this? The King of Swords. Maddeningly unhelpful. Yeah, I just want to do things differently and make changes. Eight of Wands. Yeah, I feel like it's like we're getting, it's like all the mixed messages, right? It's all the like, everything's coming in fast, but then there's a delay. But then it's coming in fast, but then there's a delay. And I'm like, you are not making any fucking sense. The King of Swords and the Eight of Wands. And also I think it's really fun. The Eight of Wands is the Mothman. The Eight of Wands is like rapid fire, rapid communication, something coming in super fast. I always see it also as like, digital communication, like rapid kind of messages coming in. Rapid fire. It can also be a download, like a massive like download from the universe, which is kind of what I'm hoping is happening. And with the King of Swords too, with the Eight of Wands, I feel like this is like, again, it's coming. Like that kind of system upgrade is coming. The King of Swords, again, he's the king of the intellect. He's the king of will. Like his intellect and his mind is so strong. And we also have the Queen of Swords here. Like we have a pairing. You know, I feel like it's coming in fast, and maybe the reason why we have kind of been delayed is because we needed to get to the King of Swords first. We needed to get like so sharp in our minds before we are allowed to kind of get there. Like for me personally, I feel like this is coming up because my friend who I was working for, who again created the deck that I'm about to use, she's my inspiration, right? I've always looked up to her. I've always kind of seen her, not intentionally, but I've seen her as like better than me because she is where I want to be. And the more time I've spent with her and she's become my friend, I'm like, we're at the same level. Like we are both successful women that are business owners. And I think the reason why this had to happen, this kind of false start energy, was because my brain had to be like, you are the same. Like, you can do everything she's doing. Like, you're the same. Like, you are at that level. Stop putting yourself beneath other people that you're at the same level as. Like, so I think that was my delay personally, but I'm still kind of waiting. I'm still waiting on like, okay, well, what next? This didn't work out. I get that. But yeah, imposter syndrome for sure. I'm like, okay, well then, okay, well what's next then? Like, I did the work. I did all the things. Let's get some clarity from Old Reliable is what I like to call this deck. Oh my goodness. Okay. There's too many cards. Why do we need to hear postcards? I feel like we're going to get dragged. Fine, I'll take it. If the magician's tools come out, I'll scream. Yeah, I mean, look, basically just confirmed. I'm just like, could you stop telling me like where I'm at? I understand where I'm at. Okay? I understand that no one is coming for me. I am aware. Like, I know. And then the veil is thin. I know. My dreams have been wacky, crazy, just out of this world. The veil has been like so ridiculously thin. Like, I am aware. And the blank at the crossroads, like, I get it. I get it. I'm just like, could you maybe be helpful? Maybe? Like, thanks for telling me what I already know. The cards really said no. They said you're not getting answers today. Yeah, again, we know. Breaking news, not normal. This is not normal, right? This is a period of kind of weirdness that we all seem to be stuck in for some reason. I mean, honestly, breaking news, not normal. This, I feel like, is like what's happening in the world right now. Fucking aliens, UFOs, toxic chemical spills, the whole world is on fire. Who knows, right? Like, this is what's happening right now in the world. And we're all like, what is happening? No one is coming for you, not even me. The card, literally. Dark Night of the Soul. I'm like, can we not? I've already been here. I don't need to do it again. Like, I don't need to do it again. I don't think we're going to get any answers. I mean, okay, like, at least you haven't seen about the aliens? I mean, it's funny because as we're saying that, this is the card I pull. Yeah, they've shot down like 5 UFOs in our country in the past like week. So that's fun. Yeah, toxic chemical spills. There was like a train in Ohio that like derailed and it was carrying like massive amounts of toxic chemicals, and they've had to evacuate like all these people because it's literally like killing people. On the bright side, you're not alone in this uncertain place. I wish aliens would just come abduct us because that would be nice. But we're not alone. We know this for a fact because we're all here. We're all here right now feeling the same way, right? Are we going to get answers tonight? Probably not. Expand time. I'm like, I get it. Yeah, earthquakes. Just so much stuff happening. Expand time. I feel like, you know, that's at least a little kind of, you know, reminder that we have more time than we think, right? Where we feel like we're on kind of a time limit, which is how I'm feeling. I'm like, come on, I need this new whatever it is to like come in. Like, I gotta pay bills, right? I need to like figure out what I'm gonna do so I can like pay my bills. But I think we're getting the reminder that we have more time than we think we do. And it's up to us to kind of expand that time and to use this time where we're in this like uncertain place. And I'm just like, I'm tired. I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah, very X-Files for sure. Eee. Don't even, you know what? I'm so over this. Can't do this anymore. We know. Like, we know we're all feeling this way. It just says mood. Like, we know. Tell us something we don't know. Why is it when I yell at the decks that they finally cooperate? Okay, well, you know, look, at least, okay, well, first of all, drink water. Well, I'm going to go grab my water because when we get that card, it's time to drink. It's time to hydrate. Grab some water if you have it by you. That card is just about taking care of your physical body, you know, while all this chaos is happening around us. Again, we're kind of being told what we already know. spirit split. Again, the blank at the crossroads. We're like, where do I go? Like, what direction do you want me to go in? On the bright side, we are pulling Live a Fantasy and Rainbow. And Rainbow is the happiest card in this deck. It's just saying, like, the rainbow's coming, right? I've seen rainbows so much lately. Like, rainbows have been stalking me. I don't know if you guys saw in my stories, but when I was driving home from Tucson, I saw the biggest rainbow I have ever seen in my life. Like a double rainbow. Like I was driving home to Las Vegas, and it was just this massive, it was raining, and I was driving towards this like huge double rainbow, and I was like, oh my God. And Live a Fantasy, I mean, this is exactly what I'm going to be doing this weekend at this horror convention. I have a whole costume, putting on a wig. Live a Fantasy is like, go out there, live a fantasy. Do, in this time where we're in this double rainbow in Seattle, yeah. The time where we're in this like weird, uncertain place where we're not sure where to go or what to do, it's time to live your fantasy. I think that's how we can expand time and exist in this like really weird space, is like doing what makes us happy, doing that crazy stuff. I saw a TikTok today, and this person was just like, you already have it, so act like it. You already have it, so act like it. It's already yours, so act like it. Like whatever it is that we feel like we want or we're moving towards, it's already ours. That's the concept of the law of attraction manifestation. You have to act like it is already yours, which is hard because we're like, oh, first of all, I don't even know, like, I don't even know what it is. What is it? I don't know. But live a fantasy. Go do something crazy. Like, I'm truly going to be living a fantasy this weekend at this horror convention. Put yourself out there. Go get dressed up. Go live the fantasy. Because I think we all have an idea, right? We have this fantasy life in our minds that we picture. And we're like, if my life was just that, I would be happy. So why aren't you doing it? And then we have all the constraints, right? Like mine is like money. Well, I don't have the money to do that. But we can act as if right now. Act as if you have that thing, live that fantasy until it's reality. And the last card that flew out is this shapeshifter card. And I feel like it's asking us to be open to shapeshifting, right? While we do have that fantasy in our mind, it's like Ren Fair, yeah. That's one. I love to dress up too. I think we're being asked to be willing to shapeshift. We're being asked to like be open to things maybe not looking exactly like our fantasy. And we might also have to shapeshift to meet our fantasy. Like we maybe have this, of course. Well, I'm done. I'm not pulling any more cards. The enemy of intuition is self-doubt. She really said, I said the high priestess, okay? The enemy of intuition is self-doubt. I knew this card was going to come out. I felt it in my bones. Going to the BTS concert in May. Fantasy just -6 people. Well, I'm very happy you're going. The enemy of intuition is self-doubt. Stop doubting yourself. And I'm like yelling that at myself because I know. And protect your ecosystem. Protect your heart. But your ecosystem. Your ecosystem is everything around you, right? That's kind of, I think, what we should be focusing on right now is our well-being. Physically, mentally, emotionally. While we're kind of in this state of we don't fucking know what's going on. We're trying to figure out our intuition. We're trying to be like, okay, I want to follow my gut. I want to follow my intuition. But like, I'm so confused because I thought I was, and then that didn't work out. And like, now what? The last reminder we have at the bottom of the deck is this is not how the story ends. This is not how the story ends. And I know that. I know this isn't where the story ends, right? But we don't know what's on the next page, right? You can see kind of here. Like, there's writing on this page, but nothing on this page and a bunch of infinity symbols. Like, the story isn't ending. We just don't have the next thing yet. And it's maddening. It's so maddening. I'm just like, what do you want from me? But just know that I'm right there with you, friends. You are not alone in this uncertain place. I don't know what I'm doing either. I don't think anybody in this world knows what they're doing. And of course, we're being taunted right underneath that card. Welcome to the liminal space. I know, we're in a liminal space. I know, I'm aware. Again, so I feel like we weren't really dragged or comforted. We were kind of just like told what we already know, which I feel like is a little reassuring to know that we're all kind of in the same place. And the fact that the cards are confirming it is like, okay, I'm supposed to be here. I hate it. But we're supposed to be in this uncertain space right now. We're supposed to be in this, like, I don't know. Again, I do feel like something is coming, right? This is not how the story ends. We have all these, like, cards that are saying, like, something else is on the way. But what is it? Who knows? Sometimes we need to hear it so we can move forward. I feel like I've been shouted at by the cards, like, lovingly, but still shouted at. Yeah, exactly. Like, they're like, get it through your head. You're where you're supposed to need, you're where you need to be. Follow your intuition and stop being dumb. And I'm like, explain this to me like I'm 5. Like, I want to stop being dumb, but I don't know how. Collectively neutral, yes. Yeah. So, yeah. How does it feel, y'all? How are we feeling? Because I'm just like, I just want to know the next step. I want to know where I'm supposed to go. I want to know how the story ends, right? We want to know how the story ends, but we don't. We know things aren't normal. We know we're at a crossroads. We know we're on the precipice of something, but what is it? I don't know. I couldn't tell you because the cards can't tell me, and I have no idea what's going on. So just find reassurance that you are not alone, that, you know, we're all kind of here in it together. I feel like the card just reiterated how I was feeling before we started. Yeah, I feel like it definitely was just like, here's how you're feeling. And I'm like, okay, and they're like, no, that's it. That's just how you're feeling. Like, at least we weren't dragged, right? We weren't yelled at. So, again, slightly reassuring that we are where we're supposed to be. But I still feel like, okay, now what? Now what am I supposed to do? Same. So, how are we feeling, friends? Does anybody maybe have any semblance of, like, where you're going next? Offer some hope to the rest of us. What's next on your path? I don't know. Like I said, I feel like social media is really, like, where I'm supposed to be. I don't know how, but I think a revamp would would help. A rebrand maybe. I don't know. We're gonna find out together. I mean, you guys will, I'm sure I'll be on this journey with me. I have multiple hats I'm trying to wear right now. Yes, absolutely. I feel like I've been like rapidly switching hats. Like, I'm gonna dare to put my big ideas into action at work. A few opportunities on the horizon, but still waiting for them to get closer. Same. Yeah. I think that expand time card is like, again, it's like a reminder that rebrand the podcast. Yeah, I feel like it's a reminder that, like, in our brains, we're like, I'm on a time crunch. Like, I got to figure it out now. And the expand time was like, no, you don't. Like, you don't have to figure it out now. You have time. You can create that expanded time. And I'm looking at the box right now of the deck, and that's what I'm staring at, is that clock. That's on the expand time card. It's like looking me in the face, like, you have time. Like, even though it feels like you don't. Right? Like, I'm only 30. What am I freaking out about? Freaking out paying my bills, you know? I'm starting a new business, and a good friend called with some helpful info. I'm right on the right path, but it's slow. Yeah. And again, it's like I can see all the tools. I see them. I have learned them. But I'm like, what do I do with them? I have them tattooed on my hand, for crying out loud. I'm aware. But now what? So, do y'all have any advice? I'd be happy to hear it. If there's something you'd like me to do, I'd be happy to know it. But just know that I am as unsure as you are. Like, you're not alone in this uncertain space. It's the last card that's still staring at me in the face. We're not alone. So that should bring us some comfort, maybe a little. And again, just reassurance that even though we're in an uncertain place, this is where we're supposed to be, right? We have been reassured by the cards that we're not doing anything wrong. We're, you know, kind of just where we need to be for some reason. So, yeah. Thank you for listening to me ramble. I hope that maybe we feel at least a little better. We feel reassured. We feel, again, that we're not alone in this uncertain place. We feel maybe a little bit of support, just knowing that we're all in this together. Yeah. The universe is looking out for us. Yeah. I feel like I gotta go journal now and be like, what do I do? But I feel like we're also being told to not do anything, if that makes sense. Like, I'm just keep asking, like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And the universe is like, it's literally, oh my God, you know what it's giving? It's giving that episode of SpongeBob with the magic conch, and they get stranded, and they keep pulling the magic conch. They're like, how do we get out of this forest? And the magic conch is like, nothing. And then the fucking, like, plane goes over and, like, drops all the food and stuff in front of them, like, out of nowhere. Like, that's literally where we are right now. Like, the magic conch is like, maybe someday, and we're like, where's Squidward? Like, freaking out. And the universe is telling us to be like SpongeBob and Patrick and just sit there and be like, waiting patiently and not do anything. Oh, God. If anything, I'm the queen of SpongeBob references. So that's definitely what's happening right now. Yeah. And Squidward gets nothing until he just gives up. Yeah. Like, we're literally Squidward. We're literally, like, trying everything to, like, get out of that forest. We're running around in circles, driving ourselves insane. We're literally Squidward, like, he's trying to, like, fry a bug, and the bug, like, gets up and, like, grabs the frying pan, like, hits him on the head, where SpongeBob and Patrick are just not doing anything, and it just, like, falls into their lap. We have done the work. I'm in the airplane that drops the food. Yeah, like, we just need to chill. And I'm like it makes me want to die to hear that. But I've been just all over the place, right? I've been like here, there, doing this, that. And it has done nothing, right? What did we start the reading with? The Eight of Pentacles. We've been working our little patooties off, and nothing has happened. So the key to manifestation and the law of attraction is detachment, is surrender, is being like, you know what? I give up. Not I give up, but, like, I'm just going to let it happen. Like, I'm going to be SpongeBob and Patrick, and I'm going to listen to the magic conch when it tells me to do nothing. Like, so we have to try what we haven't tried yet, which is not doing anything. Springtime is when things will start happening. I mean, I definitely feel that, once the Saturn return is over, things are going to happen. I've also been getting heavy messages that, like, March is when stuff is going to happen. It's just so hard. It's so hard to not do anything. Yeah, I'm just like disassociating into my favorite, comfort shows, Stargate Atlantis. Rest, recharge, recover from the chaos, and the vision will be clearer. Yes, I think that is, yeah. And but me, I'm just like, okay, what's the next thing? Like, this didn't work out. What do I do now? And the universe is like, chill, like, calm down, But as a fire moon and fire rising, I am unable to calm down. I do not have a calm button. I have a go, 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 go until I crash and burn button, and that's it. So to exist in uncertainty for a bit is hard, but it's what I think needs to be done. So I hope we feel at least a little reassured, and I hope you guys have a wonderful Valentine's Day evening. I'm getting my nails done tomorrow finally. It's been forever. I still have my snakeskin nails. I'm getting my nails done tomorrow, and then I have a horror convention coming up this weekend. And then we shall see what happens. Maybe the next thing will be at your horror show. Look, that's what I'm manifesting. Okay, we need to group manifest that I meet my soulmate at this horror convention, and that the soulmate is possibly Art the Clown or the guy that plays the Creeper in Jeepers Creepers. Just throwing that out there, universe, because that's what I would really like. That's what I deserve, okay? So you never know. Stranger things have happened. I have manifested some pretty incredible things at horror conventions. I got to go on stage with Robert Englund at the one I went to in Chicago. He just picked me because of the way I was dressed, and I got to go on stage with him, and I got to live my Freddy Krueger dreams. So stranger things have happened. Live a fantasy, right? We got that message. Live a fantasy. So that is exactly what I will be doing this weekend. I encourage you to do the same and manifest that somehow I meet my soulmate this weekend, because that would be great. Thank you, my lovelies, for sending all the vibes my way. I'll keep you guys posted. We'll see what happens. I think the comments are glitching because they seem to be acting kind of weird. Everything is just glitchy and not normal. So I can't, it's literally, oh, okay, now they're starting to go back to normal. No, they're not. It just keeps resending the same comments. So I'm going to go ahead and take that as a sign to get off, because YouTube has decided that it doesn't want to show me comments anymore. Thank you guys. I'll keep you posted. You'll see on my stories and stuff on Instagram if you're interested in what's happening for me this weekend. Yeah, I will see you guys soon. And have a wonderful, yeah, not normal was a card. Okay, now the comments are going back to normal. It kept just like popping up with like the same comments over and over. It's fine. It's a sign to get off and go and do what we will with our night. So have a wonderful night, everybody. And I will see you next time.